Hey everyone, welcome back. This is going to be episode 2 of EERIE Exhibits. Tonight I'm going to be discussing one of the most notorious and fascinating serial killers, the Zodiac Killer. The Zodiac story is enriched in mystery, secret codes, and murder. The crimes committed by this madman have plagued the community with more questions than answers. Let's delve deep into the mind of one of the most prolific serial killers in history. In October of 1966, the Zodiac Killer claimed his first confirmed victim, Cherie Jo Bates. She was an 18-year-old freshman at Riverside College in California. Police noticed that her vehicle was disabled and the distributor coil was disconnected. It is believed that the Zodiac Killer offered to help her with the vehicle that he himself disabled to lure her into his trap. He then slashed her throat so deeply that she was almost decapitated. Police found her bloody body behind some nearby shrubbery. The following month, police received a letter from the killer, and it stated that she is not the first or last victim. 2 more letters would be received declaring that Bates had to die, and there would in fact be more deaths. In December of 1968, David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen were on a date parking on a rural road in Northern California. A gunman shrouded in the dark of night would shoot the teens, ending their lives with a .22. Seems like it's always a .22. Police would fervently try and discover who this maniac terrorizing their area of the world was, but to no avail. And unfortunately, the death toll would rise, and so would the mystery. On July 4th, 1969, Michael Mageau and date Darlene Ferrin would go out for a night on the town. Mageau felt at one point that they were being followed. After parking at Blue Rock Springs Park, a driver would pull up alongside them, shine a blinding light into their eyes, and open fire. Mageau would survive. Half an hour after Mageau arrived to the police station, the police would receive a call stating, "I also killed those kids last year." To further add to the confusion, friends and relatives of Darlene would come forth and tell the police that she had been harassed by a heavyset man they knew as Paul. There was never anyone named Paul that was located or identified. On July 31st, 1969, the killer would mail 3 letters to 3 Bay Area newspapers. Part of the letters would be in code, ultimately deciphered by a local high school teacher. The messages would state that the killer liked killing people. He desired to make them his slaves in his afterlife. By August 7th, he had begun calling himself Zodiac and provided details of the latest murder, leaving no question to the police that this was indeed the murderer. For several more years, the reign of terror would continue to hit the western U.S. More letters would arrive to the police after the grisly deaths. The Zodiac would declare that he could not remain in control for much longer. He vowed to change his method of collecting souls. The death would look like routine robberies, killing out of anger, suicides, etc. In March of 1970, Kathleen Johns, an infant daughter, was driving near Modesto, California, when a fellow motorist would indicate that she needed to pull over. Upon pulling over, the man driving the other vehicle told her that it looked like she was having dangerous tire issues. He offered to assist her. After working on the vehicle for a period of time, she decided to drive off. When he stated he was finished, and her wheel fell off. The stranger offered to give her a lift to get some help. After being in the car for some time with him, he began to threaten her and the child's life should she try to get away. Kathleen did manage to escape, and she hid in a ditch. She reported the incident to the police and noticed a wanted poster with the Zodiac's known information and was able to identify the man in the poster to be the motorist that had tried to kidnap her. In January of 1974, the Zodiac would send a letter that just stated, "Me, 37, San Francisco Police Department, 0, taunting them with his winnings. When plotting the area's unsolved mysteries on a map, a giant Z was formed from the plot marks. There have been many theories as to who the Zodiac Killer is, but it has never been proven. This will probably always be an unsolved EERIE exhibit. Thanks for checking out my channel again. Like and share and subscribe to keep everything growing.